I'm Kat and today I'm going to be trying out a new to me brand, which is Sinister Love Cosmetics. So here's the palette that I bought. So I just love the packaging for this. So I have been following them for a little while, and the reason I actually made this purchase is because I saw a post from them that they got a bunch of like this palette in, but one of the shades was broken. So they were doing like a kind of oopsie sale, like second sale of it. So this palette only cost me £8, and I just thought, £8, like I can't pass that up, can I? Like that's so cheap for a palette. And considering only one of the shades is broken, I was like, sure. So I do believe this is an American brand, and like I said, I paid £8 for this. I did buy this from their website. So shipping to the UK was £16, so I paid more for the shipping than the actual palette. But as this was on sale, like I don't mind that. So in total this did cost me £25. And then if you buy the actual, like, I don't know, perfect condition of the palette, then that is £28. So here's the outside, which I love this. So pretty, like gothic anime style. The brand is like more of an alternative like style brand. So they have got a lot of like, their packaging is like this sort of like dark theme. So yeah, we've got the outside, you've got the back with, they do have shade names. I was planning out the looks that I was going to do for this, and I was just doing like writing the colours down, because inside they don't actually have like names like underneath the shadows, but they've actually got them on the back here. So I did not realise that. Anyway, I'll show you inside. So the shade that was broken is actually this one down here in the corner. Now I have pressed it back in, but it was all like broken and crumbly and everything. But yeah, I just pushed it back in, so it's fine. But I believe all the other shades in the palette were fine, it was just that one. So yeah, this palette is kind of like purple blues, you know, a bit darker. So I'll pop up some swatches and like close-ups on the screen for you. So we have got 15 shades in this palette, and we've only got like 4 proper mattes. So like the blue, pink and the 2 purples. And then we have got some of these other shades, like this one in particular. Like it's just got like a bit of a sheen to it. So obviously it's not a complete matte, but it's not a proper shimmer. Which shade was it? I think it's this shade I really like actually. I think that one was really pretty. And this one down here, this black one with the kind of silver in it, that is like a pressed glitter. So I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of pressed glitters, so I won't be using that shade. So that's the palette. And then they also sent me one of their Vicious Kisses liquid lipsticks. So I couldn't actually find this particular shade on there. I'm wondering if, I think they've like revamped their, did they say they revamped their formula? Like they've kind of revamped their liquid lipsticks. It said that on the current listing. So like they've got new shades. So I'm thinking maybe this was one of their older shades. The current ones they've got on there are, is it £14 I think? But here's the packaging for it. So it's quite cool. I believe I have seen somewhere else with this sort of packaging. And this is called In the Flesh. So I am quite liking the look of this shade. So I'll put this on for both the looks that I do. But yeah, it's like a kind of like nude shade, nudie peach shade. So hopefully this looks really nice. I was wondering whether to pick up like one of the lipsticks, but at the time it was just like, oh, I can't really afford to do that, and we'll just get the palette, and then maybe in the future I could try their other stuff. But yeah, they sent me one, so that was nice. Like a little freebie. So like always, I'm going to do 2 makeup looks using this palette. I'm trying out the lipstick, and then we can see what their quality is like. So for this first look, I'm going to try to go for as much of a like neutral look as I can. Like I do try to do that in most of like the videos I do, like showing the palettes. I'll try and go for more of a kind of neutral look, and then like a very colourful one just to like show the differences. Obviously this one hasn't got many kind of neutral colours, but I'm gonna do my best. But I am gonna be using this pink here, so we are going for more of a pink look. But I think I'm gonna use, I think it was this one. I might have to check out my swatches, because one of them is a very nice kind of like peachy shimmer shade. Yeah, it is that one. It's this one here at the top. So it actually looks like the swatch does look a bit different from that. Like it is kind of like a peachy shade. Yes, I think I'm going to use this one at the top here. We're going to go for a bit of the pink and this brown over here, which I know this is a bit of like a sheeny shimmer, but that's like one of the darkest shades in the palette, so I'm going to use that. And then I'm not sure if I am going to use like a shade to blend out like the edge or anything. I might leave that. We'll see how it goes. So first up, I am going to go in with this pink shade here, Undeadly Charm. So it's got fancy like swirly font, so it's a little hard to read. So I'm probably just going to point to the shades. I was thinking of using my like nice new brushes today, but seeing as like pinks and purples sometimes like stain a bit, I'm thinking I'll save these and try them out on maybe more of a like a neutral look, because I don't want to like stain them after I've just got them. Because some of my old brushes, like this one's got a bit of a pinky stain to it. I should get some that aren't like white hairs probably. Like I do have a few, like this one. This is a Zoeva one, like the same collection, but that one's got like a brown hairs. So I probably want to find some that have got like brown hairs, just because I do such colourful looks. Okay, so first up, pink shade here, and I'm using a Zoeva 227. So I am just going to put this on like my lid and blend it up into the crease. That's not bad pigment going on actually. Yes, I might not bother using an extra shade to blend out. We'll just blend out the pink. So I am going to put that darker kind of brown shade on top out here to like give some depth. And I'm going to bring this under my eyes and now as well. Now I'm going to go in with the darker brown shade, which I think is that called Dark Descent. I know I said I wasn't going to read the names, but I kind of want to see what they're called. So I think that is that one there. And I'm using a Zoeva 231. So I am just going to put this on the outer corner and just kind of deepen up out here. And hopefully this will work okay. So I do need a darker shade. Because you know what, surprisingly enough, there aren't a lot of actual like really quite deep shades in here. Like you've got this shade and then you've got that kind of dark like navy blue. Then you've got the purple, but that's not really, oh, I almost dipped in the blue there. But the purple's not like super like that dark. Okay, yeah, I think this looks good. Okay. So I'm just going to blend this a little upwards, just so it shows slightly above my kind of hood. I think I'll go in and put some more pink in this area. I didn't want to bother packing on like too much of the pink because I was going to go over it with this darker shade, but now I've got this down, I'll add in some more pink in the kind of centre area. Okay, so here's where we're looking, which I think is looking pretty nice. So that kind of brown, I guess where I put it on top of the pink, is actually looking almost a bit purple-like. So I think this looks very nice. So I am gonna go in with this shade now, which is called Dust to Dust. So it is quite light, but it's got like a bit of a peachy hint to it. I've just swatched a couple of the other shades as well, just in case. But I think I'm going to go with that one that I said, because this is another one that we've got. Oh. But that's a bit darker. I mean, it probably would work with the look, but it's not really what I'm going for. Like, it's more of a warmer, I don't know, like warmer kind of almost like red, like orangey shade. So I don't want to use that one. And then this other one that I've swatched is a bit more of a gold, like a very, very pale kind of gold shade. Also, like this one here has got more of kind of a satiny sheen finish, and the one that I'm going to use is more kind of a glittery, like sparkly. So let's just put this on here. So these are just kind of your like standard shimmers. They're not like super intense or like, you know, multi-chromes or anything. Just like your standard kind of shimmer. And then for inner corner highlight, I might actually just go in with that white shade, the one that was broken, because I'm not sure what else would work. There's definitely not a light enough matte. So here's how we're looking. I am going to put on some lashes and obviously that highlight on the inner corner. And yeah, I guess I'll go do my base and then we can see the finished look. So here we've got the finished look, and I really love how the eyes turned out. So before I get onto the eyeshadow, I just want to talk about the liquid lipstick that they sent me. And I have to say, I'm not really happy with this. So I believe this is their old formula, because it's not listed under the new listing that says about they've got a new formula, like they don't have this shade. And yeah, so I'm thinking this is maybe their old formula. Also, I don't know how old this is, so like it's a bit like it's kind of thick and a bit I don't know, like draggy, you know. It's not like smooth, and like it's kind of like sticking on my lips, like it's not really drying down properly. So I'm probably going to end up taking this off. Can you see what that's doing? So this is looking awful now. I'm going to have to put a different lipstick on. But yeah, it's just not really, like if I proper blend it out on my hand, like it looks quite nice, but I can't really do that on the lips. Like I was brushing it back and forth and it was just kind of like picking it up. I think the formula is just, I don't know, it's not smooth. It's kind of like thick, which I don't know whether that's because it's maybe old, possibly, and like it's their old formula. Because it does say long lasting, extreme pigment, matte finish, kiss proof, water resistant. Shake well, apply to bare lips and let dry for 60 seconds. I mean, I've had this on for definitely a couple of minutes now. Which maybe the edges over here, I don't know. It's just, I'm not a fan of this. I would be happy to try their new formula though, to see what that is. Maybe this is just a bit old and it's kind of like dried a bit and not working as well as it should. Anyway, onto the eyeshadow. I have to say, I'm actually quite pleased with how the eyes came out. Like after swatching them, it wasn't like, oh, this amazing formula. But putting them on the eyes, they've worked really well, like blending, layering them. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's come out. Obviously this shimmer here is not like super intense like some of the shimmers you get nowadays. Like it's just kind of your standard shimmer. Although I did use that, let me show you. Oh, I just stuck my finger in one. I did use this shade down here, the broken one on the inner corner, and that is so pretty. Like that's quite intense. I did go a bit too much because where it's like broken, it's not as like tightly packed anymore, it's quite loose. I did end up picking up a bit much, and ended up a bit too much on one side. But yeah, I'm really quite pleased. I think it's like good quality. Yeah, so I'm really quite happy with the look that I created today. So let's move on to look number 2. So for this look, I'm going to go for a blue and purple look. So I'm going to use these two here. But I actually think I'm going to try doing a look that I've done previously, which is doing like one colour here, leaving the middle kind of empty, and then doing another colour out here. So a bit of kind of like graphic-y style. But in the centre, I might actually go in with the silver possibly. Either that or like the more white one, I think. Did I use that in the first look? Oh, I think I used that in the inner corner, didn't I? It's been a few days like since I've done that other look, so I can't remember exactly what I used now. But maybe the silver. I really don't want to use this one. Like, this would probably be fun to use, but that's like a pressed glitter and I just really don't want to use that, so probably would end up being maybe like the silver. So let's give that a try and see what that comes out like. I just wanted to try something a bit different, like style wise, rather than doing the like same sort of look again. So I'm going to go in with this purple shade first, which I think that one's called Shadowed Soul. I'm just using this, no idea what the brand is, but 1707. So I'm going to do the inside corner first. So I think this is probably going to end up kind of dark, but this palette is kind of like a darker palette, so that's what we're going to end up with. So I'm just going to bring this up. I'm not sure, I should have had a look at that the other look that I done, like this style, to see exactly how I done it, because I'm just kind of going off what I can remember. I just know I had like 2 separate colours and like the middle was kind of bare. So this one isn't going to be exactly the same, because on the other one I did just put like, I think more of a like a beigey nude shadow in the centre, whereas this one I'm actually going to put like a shimmer, probably the silver, so it's not going to be completely like empty. So I might like kind of like blend these shades into that shimmer a bit, so it's probably not going to be as like sharp. That do? It's looking a little weird. I might come back to this, but I think that might do for now. Okay, so I think I've ended up putting a little bit more on the other side, but I don't know, so it doesn't match exactly. This is looking very weird. Right, let's go in with the other shade. I think I might use an angled brush just to get the initial shape down. So like this. And then I'll go in with a brush and actually pack the shade on. Maybe a smaller one. We'll do that. So this is a Zoeva 317, and we're going to go for this dark blue navy shade, which is called Death's Embrace. I'm just going to use this out here to get the shapes I want. Did I want to angle that up a bit more? I can always clean up the very edge, I guess. I will bring this shade underneath the eyes as well, which we'll do that a little bit now. Yeah, so I think I want to be bringing it up just a bit more, because I obviously want to do it out here. I'm going to go in with a smaller brush, so this is a Zoeva 230, and then we're just going to kind of fill in this corner out here. So out here is almost going to be like a winged liner that I'm doing, I guess. If I get the shape, and then I can pack the colour on. Yeah, I think like that. Okay, so let's just do that a bit better. Yes, I'll probably clean off a little bit out here. Quite like this colour though, this blue. Quite nice. Okay, so I just want to kind of fade out the edge a little bit here, just so it's not as sharp. But like, I still don't want to like bring it out too much. So this is gonna look a little bit strange on my eye, like when I open up my eye properly, just because of my kind of like bit of a hood. But I'm not sure if I'm bothered too much about that. I think I do need to put something in the centre because I just think it looks a little unfinished, doesn't it? So we will need to put something in there. Okay, I'm gonna bring this blue underneath the eye a little bit here. I think I am gonna clean this up slightly so it's not angled down so much. And do I put a bit of the purple inside? I'm not sure. No, I don't think I will. Okay, I think that's what we're going with. So let's do the other side. So before I do anything else, I think I'm going to go in with the shimmer so I can just see how it's all like looking together before I go in and touch up more. It's looking a bit, I don't know, off at some like angles, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it look the best just on my eye shape. So we'll see. I'm getting a bit of like transfer here, but again, that's because of my like kind of hood. So I've swatched the two shimmers. So I've got the white one here and then the silver one here. So I think I'm going to put the silver one on first. This white one is similar. It's just a bit like lighter, like brighter, and it is more sparkly. So I'm going to do the silver first, and then maybe if it's not like, I don't know, intense enough, I could put a bit of this one on and just add that bit more like sparkle to it. I could do my finger. I could try. I've got these little silicone spatula brush things. So shall I try that? I might try with my finger first and then we'll use this at the edge. So we're going in with this one here, which is called Grim Grey. Let's go with my finger and I'll just kind of, yeah, put this down like the center here. Yeah, so I think that's like looking better already, just putting something in the middle. I'm not sure how I feel about these spatula silicone brushes yet. Like, I've used them maybe a couple of times. Like, they do pick up the product, but like not much. So I do feel like you have to like dip in quite a few times. But it's definitely easier than like if you're trying to do like this inner corner or like under the eye here. It's definitely easier like using this than trying to use like your finger and it just going everywhere. But I'm not sure if it like picks up the product as like intensely as like the finger. That looks quite nice actually. And then I'll go in with the brushes and just blend a bit with the edge of that shimmer. Oh yeah, and I'll bring that shimmer just under the eye here. So like kind of continues downwards. Yeah, so as you can see here, like it's so much easier to like put this under the eye now. Like I can be a bit more precise with it than the finger. Probably just put it on the inner corner here as well. I'll touch that up later. Okay, yeah, I think I quite like this. So let's just finish the other side. I think this is going to be it for the look. So I'm going to pop on some lashes, do the rest of my face, and then we can see the finished look. Here's the finished look. So I think this came out quite well actually. I have got a bit of transfer happening here because of like my kind of bit of hood, which I don't think I can really do anything about that with like the kind of eye shape that I've tried to do, and just that bit's lighter and that bit's darker, so I don't think there's much I can do about that. But I don't think you can notice too much. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera even, but I can definitely see it in person. But yeah, that's just like the shape of my eyes. I don't think there's really anything I can do about that. I just paired it with this lip that I had on the table here. So this is just one of the She Glam Ember Rose lip glosses in Unconditional. It was there, so I just chucked it on. And I just put on a pink blush, which is this Care Bears She Glam one. And then lashes, I actually tried out these new lashes, which, I mean, I quite like them, but I'm not sure how well they're on. Like, they've got a thicker band, so I'm not used to that. But they're like really soft and fluffy. I don't want to touch them like too much on my eyes, they'll probably fall off. But they're these Eyeliner ones, 3/4 length. It says natural. I do not think these are natural, but this is in number 24. And yeah, I thought they look quite nice. They're a bit more, I don't know, intense. Yeah, I know the packaging says natural, but I thought there was a bit more like, you know, intense. So I thought I'd get them to try. And they do look really nice. Yeah, they're really soft and fluffy. But I will have to practice with putting these on because the band is a lot thicker than I'm used to. Onto my thoughts on that. Hold on, actually. Let's talk about the lipstick first. So the lipstick, I mean, I'm not gonna, I don't know, hate on it too much. It does seem to be their older formula, and I don't know how old this one is, so it was a bit thick. I think this is probably just an old one, and it's just kind of like thickened up and it's not very good anymore. But as soon as they did just chuck this in for free, I'm not gonna like bother messaging them about it. But I definitely would be willing to try their like new revamped formula of them. So yeah, like it does just seem like this is kind of old and it's just gone a bit thick, like dried up a bit. So I'm sure they're like newer ones are not like that, and they're probably just trying to get rid of like their old stock, so they can just keep their new revamped formula. I would have to try their new ones to see how they are, but I don't know, from what I've seen, like people do really like them, like, and it doesn't seem to be like that. So I think this is just, you know, it's not supposed to be like this. Onto my thoughts on the palette then. Packaging wise, I love this. I really love the kind of, it's like the anime style and it's kind of like a gothic theme. I do really love the packaging for this. And there's the back, so you've got like roses for the names, shade names. The only thing with having the shade names on the back, it is hard to then match them up to the front. Like I'm trying to look at the front and the back, but I mean that's not a massive issue. So onto quality. Now formula wise, I do think they're really quite nice. The mattes, they do blend really nice, and like the pigment's really good. I wouldn't say they're not like super like buttery soft, but they are good. Now the shimmers, I would say they're closer to, I think, kind of satins rather than shimmers. You have got a few. You've got pressed glitter, which I'm not a fan of. This one is very shimmery and pretty, but I think they are a bit more like satiny. Like they have got a bit of a shimmer. I mean, you can see this is the silver I put on my eyes today, so it is very nice, but it's not like super sparkly. But I do think the formula of them is quite nice. So yeah, I think the quality of this is pretty good. If I was to compare it to another brand, I'm thinking maybe Beauty Bay quality, I think. So I do think it is a good formula. This is of course an indie brand. Now price wise, this I think full price is £28. I did get this as an oopsie as £8, so obviously the quality for what I paid for it is like amazing. Like £8 for a palette, like it'd be hard to find a palette that costs like as little as that. Obviously this has got like really beautiful artwork on the front, so that's gonna like go into like the pricing of the palette. I think maybe it's a little bit expensive, like if I'm thinking quality wise, and some other brands qualities that are kind of on that level, like I'm thinking maybe Beauty Bay, Colourpop, that sort of thing, they are a bit cheaper than this. So like maybe it's a little bit pricey for what it is, but then those other brands are more plainer packaging, aren't they? They don't always have like this kind of artwork on the front. As I would still buy more palettes from them for this price, like if I do like the look of it, so it doesn't super put me off, like it's not super expensive. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with my purchase. Like I'm glad that I tried them, and I would definitely try them out more in future as well. Like they have got another palette I like the look of too, that's got really cool artwork on it. So yeah, I will definitely be trying them out again in future. Like I'm happy with the quality of the shadows that I would use them again, you know. And they have got other products. I know they've got obviously the lipsticks, which I would try out one of their like new lipsticks in future. And I can't remember what else they've got on there. I think they've got a few other bits on there too. So let me know which of the 2 looks I tried out today you like the best. And have you tried this brand, Sinister Love Cosmetics? What do you think of them? And like the kind of theming, they are obviously like kind of an alternative like style brand. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.